Hey everybody, welcome back to Engaging the Phenomenon. And this is going to be a short video discussing the CE-5 crop circle tones. And I'm going to explain what they are and how they were used in CE-5 fieldwork. So the CE-5 crop circle tones were used by CSETI in the early days. I'm not sure if they still use them, if Dr. Steven Greer is still using them, but in the way that I learned, the crop circle tones were recorded in a crop circle in 1992. Allegedly, there were UFOs and non-human intelligence craft that were out in the field in a crop circle, and they made these tones, and these tones were then recorded, and then CSETI and Dr. Steven Greer started using these tones, you know, after that. So post 1992, anytime that Dr. Steven Greer did CE5 field work group and CE5 events, he would use these crop circle tones as an audio vector as part of the CSETI or CE5 Contact Trilogy. This is kind of relevant nowadays because we're hearing about this dog whistle that Skywatcher uses. I'm going to go ahead and take a guess and say that the dog whistle or the machine calling that Skywatcher uses is more sophisticated than this, and probably in some way comes from the UFO legacy program. But here we still have these crop circle tones are relevant in similar ways, in that this was used alongside meditation or psionics, biosensors of people using consciousness or psi to interact with UFOs and invite them in, through that method. So the way that these crop circle tones were used were that you would either just play them in the field, where you're out with a working group in the field, and somebody would be broadcasting these crop circle tones over radio waves while other people in the group are doing the meditation and coherent thought sequencing and vectoring to, use psi or consciousness to call UFOs into the contact working group site. So, just for relevance and just to kind of explain the whole process for people so they have a better idea, CSETI used, and Dr. Steven Greer taught and used, what's called the Contact Trilogy. So you have individuals using psionics, right? They're using remote viewing, they're using consciousness to to interact with UFO intelligence, non-human intelligence, extraterrestrial intelligence, to try to get a lock onto them with consciousness, invite them to come to peacefully interact. And while individuals are doing that, you know, you're also using the radio waves. You're broadcasting these crop circle tones over radio waves, or you can even project these crop circle tones through your consciousness to the non-human intelligence that you're interacting with through consciousness. So you're using that, and then they also, Dr. Steven Greer, CSETI, the CE5 protocols also use lights to signal to non-human intelligence, to UFO intelligence, to extraterrestrial intelligence, or what have you. So you're doing all these things simultaneously. And I'm going to play these crop circle tones at the end of this video, but I'm also going to link in the description the tones alone without me talking, without this video, just so there is a video that's a standalone of like an hour long of the crop circle tones. So you can either use them in your consciousness and project them that way. You can just play them in the field site, or you can project them over radio waves. So you have this contact trilogy, which is a comprehensive approach to interacting with non-human intelligence through, again, light, sound, and thought, which is part of the CE-5 protocols that's taught by Dr. Steven Greer. Uh, I had used this many times in the field, especially early on. I do not really use them. I haven't used them really in a while, but a lot of times, even if you're in a group, you're at a contact site, even kind of just for the effect of a catalyst of your consciousness, it could be helpful and supportive in that way, where it's like showing your 3D brain that, oh, we're doing this, we're doing these. There's all these different means in which we're using to interact with non-human intelligence, and that empowers your confidence and consciousness even that much more. Uh, so, do I know if these tones actually came from extraterrestrial intelligence? No, I don't. But this is something that has been used in the field and is similar to the Skywatcher dog whistle in the sense where there's a machine calling aspect to it. So again, that's just a very short overview of the CE5 crop circle tones and how they're used, and a little bit of history about it, and again, how you can use it. In my opinion, use whatever means you have necessary or at your disposal, at the very least, to experiment with. Uh, Again, I experimented with it. At some point, you just don't need anything, right? But do these different things help? Yeah. And they're very cool to experiment with as well. So I hope you appreciate this. Enjoy, guys.